Hello YouTube friends, how's everyone doing today? I'm Trish Crosby and welcome to my studio. Today I wanted to share these cute little bluebell flowers with you. If you would like to paint along with me for this video, I have a drawing template available for this painting in my Etsy store. I have a link in the description box below if you're interested in getting that drawing template. For today's painting, I will be using my Mayberry Blue watercolor palette. These are professional grade Italian watercolors paints, so if you don't have these available, just use whatever you have available to you. I just like Mayberry Blue because of the way the colors blend together. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with spritzing my paper just because it's easier to wet the paper really quickly. And I'm going to be using the yellow vanadium and that turquoise green to do the background, and I'm just going to be laying in these colors. If you like, you could change up these colors to anything that you would like for in the background. Since this paper is really wet, these colors are going to flow together really quickly. The yellow and the blue is going to create that green hue, and in some areas leave the blue and the yellow. And I'm just lifting out where the flowers are because I don't really want too much color in these flowers. The green that I'm using in my palette today is, I believe it's a Viridian, from my Mission Gold palette. My Mayberry Blue palette didn't have, it has like it's a strange color green. It's like a mossy green, and I don't really like it. I don't really care for it. So I added a Viridian from my Mission Gold set to this palette. But as you can see, mixing in that yellow vanadium and this turquoise green is actually giving me a green color anyway. So I could have mixed it, but I just decided to use the green that I already had on the palette. And now I'm just adding in that turquoise green. I don't know why they call it turquoise green because it looks blue, but that's the name they gave it. But anyways, I'm just going around the edge because I kind of want this to have, what is it called when a vignette style, like around the edge. So I'm just using a paper towel to lift out the areas of these flowers so that I can get a really clean purple color on these flowers after this dries. So now that the background's done, I'm going to allow this to dry completely. So now I am going to be mixing up some purple for these flowers because this palette doesn't come with a purple. It has a quinacridone violet, I believe, or something similar. And I'm just mixing that with this turquoise green, which is more blue. And I'm making up this purple for the background. Now this paper is completely dry as I'm going in with this paint. This is going to give me a lot more control as to where I put this paint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down this color and then I'm going to blend out as I need to. So I'm leaving the center of the flower where I think they're called stamens would be, and I'm just using some water right now and I'm going to blend this out because I want the center of this flower to be lighter. I'm going to use varying shades of this purple to create the variations in color on these flowers. I wanted to show my palette today so that you guys could actually see what I was doing with my paint. And right now I'm just trying to lift out this area of the center of the flower, but I'm not doing a very good job. So I'm just going to try and do it with the paper towel. And then I'm going to add in some of that yellow vanadium. I want the center of these flowers to kind of look like they're glowing. I'm just darkening up this one edge of the flower on the underside and trying to like show off these separate petals a little bit more. And so that I don't get any hard lines, I'm just blending this out with some water. For the top of this flower, I want this purple to be a lot more diluted, so I've added in some more water to my paintbrush so that this backside of this flower is a lighter shade of this purple. Still the same purple that I'm using on my palette, but just a lighter shade because it's been watered down with the water. And along the edge, I'm going to try and make this a little bit darker. And I'm just running this paint right along the edge. And then putting in these lines for these petals. And now that this is just a even more watered down version of this same purple. I want it to be a lighter shade because I want this leading edge of these petals to be really light. And I didn't like the center of this flower, so I'm trying to scrub it out. You can scrub out watercolor with your paintbrush, or you could use a damp paper towel. Some people use a magic eraser, but I think that degrades the paper, so I would be careful with that. And yes, I actually do paint this slow. Today's video, I decided to make it so that it was not sped up to help you guys out a little bit more, so you can see actually how slow I am. So as you can tell, I just used the paint that was on my paintbrush, and the left-hand side of this flower is darker than the center, and that was by design. As you use your paintbrush, the amount of pigment that's on your brush as you extend the use of it will be less and less. So use that to your advantage. And I'm just using the pigment to darken up the edges again of this flower. I had some hard lines right here, and I really don't like that, so I'm trying to scrub them out. But for some reason, this paper was not cooperating with me today. This is not Arches paper. I believe this is Bao Hong paper, and it just, for some reason, Bao Hong likes to hold on to pigment. So if you're having an issue with any of your paintings, check your paper. If you really want really good paper, I would stick with Arches. I know that's said Arch, but I use Bao Hong and some other papers in my paintings, and for some reason I've noticed that Bao Hong likes to hold on to pigment. So if you're having a problem scrubbing out, it may be your paper. So for this top flower, as you can see, I added in some of that yellow vanadium to the center, and while it was still wet, I'm using this purple to kind of let it blend in and make this so that the two colors marry together without any hard lines. And I'm just using varying shades again of this purple. Right now this is a watered down version of it for the top part of this flower. I don't know about you guys, but I think little bluebell flowers are just the cutest little things. And boy, did my southern accent just come out. I grew up in the South, but I'm an Army brat, so I'm kind of from all over. But as a child, when you move a lot, you tend to pick up the dialect of several areas. I know when I was a child, I spoke German because I lived in Germany. I don't remember a lot of it. I know how to count and things like that. I mean, silly things, but as an adult, I don't really remember a lot of it. I do have really great memories of my childhood in Germany, and I think that's where my love of flowers and different things out in, the world just, I don't know, made me love nature. I used to sit in clover patches when I was young and try to find four-leaf clovers, and I would pick the flowers, and I would go hiking in the mountains looking for wildflowers because they were everywhere over there. So I'm just using this purple to put in these lines to show the details of these petals, and I don't like these harsh lines, so I'm using the water to blend it out. And I wanted to get like a variation from the left and the right side into the center. I wanted the dark to be on the edges, and I wanted it to get lighter as it came to the center of this flower. Because if you actually look at the way the light hits things, they're not harsh lines. It's a nice variation towards the lighter in the center. I wanted to tell you guys while I was doing this painting, if you would like to paint along with me and showcase your artwork that you've done, you can always go to my Facebook page. After I complete a video, I always upload a link to it on my Facebook page. And in the comment section of that link, you can post pictures of your completed artwork. And I would absolutely love for you guys to share your artwork, and hopefully so other people can see it, and also so I can see it. And I mean, it would just make me really happy to see what you guys do and have a way to be able to share your artwork with the world. So if you're interested in that, my link for my Facebook page is in the description box below. So now onto the leaves. I used the yellow vanadium, and that, it's the Mission Gold Green Viridian that I had on my palette, because I wanted the stems in the leaves to be this kind of yellowish green, because the yellow would make them glow. And so I'm using that color in varying shades to create these leaves and these stems. And those are the only colors that I will use for these leaves and these stems. And when I get to the point of making the shadows for this, I use the purple. I don't know if you guys know, but when you're working with green and you need a really good shadow color, purple works really well. So that's why I chose these colors for this painting today, because it makes it really simple. We're not using a lot of colors so that you'll get bogged down in, what color do I use? I'm using pretty much vanadium, the yellow vanadium, the Viridian from my Mission Gold palette, mixing up a purple. I'm sure you have a purple in your palette. Most palettes have a dioxazine purple. So paring down the palette, it makes the painting a lot easier. And plus, when you pare down the colors in your paintings, it makes it a little bit more cohesive and a little bit easier for the eye. I hope that helps. So what I'm doing for these stems is I'm just using that mixture for the green, and when I want to go along the edge of the stem, I'm making it a little bit darker right on the edge of the stem. This is just a simple painting. It's a beginner friendly painting, and I wanted to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So the only other thing that I'm going to be doing for this painting is the center of the flowers, the stamens or pistils, whatever they're called. I believe I just used the darkest shade of this purple that I had to put those in. And so for the rest of this video, I'm going to allow you guys to watch and learn. And if you have any questions about the finished product or about any of the painting processes, please feel free to leave me any comments or questions in the comment section down below. I'm very open to answering any of your questions, and if you would like to share any of your experiences with me, I love hearing from my subscribers. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I think like it's a fairly large number of people who watch my videos, but they aren't subscribed. If you would please consider being a subscriber to my channel. It really helps out my channel, and it helps with the algorithms on YouTube. If you can hit the like button for me, I really would appreciate it. And I just wanted to say that I really appreciate all of you, and I really enjoy the feedback that I get from you guys. So please keep open communication, and I will see you in the next video. I'm going to play some music now so that you can enjoy the rest of this painting. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and thank you so much for watching.